My name is Ruby Freeman. I've always believed that when God says that He'll make your name great, but this is not the way it was supposed to be. Now I won't even introduce myself by my name anymore. I get nervous when I bump into someone I know in the grocery store who says my name. I'm worried about who's listening. I get nervous when I have to give my name for food orders. I'm always concerned of who's around me. I've lost my name and I've lost my reputation. I've lost my sense of security. All because a group of people, starting with number 45 and his ally, Rudy Giuliani, decided to scapegoat me and my daughter, Shaye, to push their own lies about how the presidential election was stolen. Some of his supporters and right-wing media organizations repeated those lies over and over. They accused me of committing crimes, of helping to steal the election. They accused me of hiding ballots in suitcases, of counting ballots multiple times, of passing around some kind of flash drive by hacking machines that they said were being controlled by foreign governments. None of this is true. None of it. Not one single piece of it. I had to move out of my house because the FBI said it wasn't safe. Strangers came by my home the week of January 6th. One person told me I had 48 hours to give them some sort of statement to avoid going to jail, to admit to something I never did. They tried to force their way into my mom's house to do a citizen's arrest on Shaye and me. Friends and members of my community were afraid to even be associated with me because they didn't want to get caught up in the harassment. There is nowhere I feel safe. Nowhere. Do you know how it feels to have the President of the United States to target you? The President of the United States is supposed to represent every American, not to target one. But he targeted me, Lady Ruby, a small business owner, a mother, a proud American citizen who stand up to help Fulton County run an election in the middle of the pandemic. He said my name 18 times to the Georgia Secretary of State, accusing me of election fraud. The President of the United States made up lies about two ordinary Americans for his own personal gain. Then he and his allies, like Rudy Giuliani, and those in the media who repeat whatever they say, spoon-fed us as enemies and villains to their mob. They said we were like drug dealers passing out ballots, targeting American election workers as a prop for in the big lie. And lo and behold, when someone as powerful as the President of the United States eggs on a mob, that mob would come. They came for us with their cruelty, their threats, their racism, and their hats. They haven't stopped even today. Number 45 and his crew have destroyed our lives.
How did you become aware, how did you first become aware that Rudy Giuliani, the president's lawyer, was accusing you and your mother of a crime?
I was at work, like always, and the former chief, Mr. Jones, asked me to come to his office. And when I went to his office, the former director, Mr. Barron, was in there, and they showed me a video on their computer. It was just like a very short clip of us working at State Farm, and it had someone on the video like talking over the video, just saying that we were doing things that we weren't supposed to do, just lying throughout the video. And that's when I first found out about it.
And were there social media posts that they showed you responding to those false claims?
Well, when I saw the video, of course, the first thing that I said was like, why? Why are they doing this? What's going on? And they, just told me that Trump and his allies were not satisfied with the outcome of the election, and they were getting a lot of threats and being harassed online, and asked me, have I been receiving anything, and I need to check on my mom. And I told them, I was like, where have they, where have you been getting these threats? I don't believe I have any. And Mr. Jones told me, like, they're attacking his Facebook, and I don't really use Facebook. I have one, so I went to the Facebook app, and I'm just kind of panicky at this point because this has never happened to me, and my mom is involved, and I'm like her only child. So I'm just asking him, like, well, where are the messages? All I see is the feeds. Like, how do you get to the messages? And he said, it's another icon on your phone that says Messenger. And I went to that icon, and it was just a lot of horrible things there.
And those horrible things, did they include threats?
Yes, a lot of threats, wishing death upon me, telling me that, I'll be in jail with my mother, and saying things like, be glad it's 2020 and not 1920. That's, yeah.
Were a lot of these threats and vile comments racist in nature?
A lot of them were racist. A lot of them were just hateful. But yes, sir.
In one of the videos we just watched, Mr. Giuliani accused you and your mother of passing some sort of USB drive to each other. What was your mom actually handing you on that video?
A ginger mint.
It wasn't just Rudy Giuliani. We heard President Trump make these false allegations repeatedly during his call with Secretary Raffensperger. Let's listen to a portion of what he had to say about you and your mother.
We had at least 18,000, that's on tape. We had them counted very painstakingly, 18,000 voters having to do with Ruby Freeman. She's a vote scammer, a professional vote scammer and hustler.
Donald Trump attacked you and your mother using her name 18 times on that call. 18 times. Ms. Moss, how has this experience of being targeted by the former president and his allies affected your life?
It's affected my life in a major way, in every way. All because of lies. For me doing my job, same thing I've been doing forever.